Hi everyone, so first video review for this week is for The Flaw in Our Design by Mccallan. If you want to check out my review, I have just posted that, so if you're on YouTube there's a link in the description below, and if you're on Facebook or on my blog then there is a link within the post. And this is the video review. So The Flaw in Our Design by Mccallan. It was just a really lovely story. Valerie, she's returned to a lake where she spent summers to unwind and relax, and she sort of just wants to plan for her future. And she meets Olivia, who's a local woman who actually lives at the lake, and they strike up this friendship and a spark of connection that makes Valerie really open up to Olivia. So there's this possibility of a summer romance that they both know they'd really like, but it can't be more. They're sort of really grounded in that, and they know it can't really be more than a fling. But the summer kind of has ideas of its own, which I absolutely love. Brilliant. So it's a very sweet, light-hearted, but dramatic story. There's a lot going on. And it shows how, like, one moment in time can derail all your plans, like whatever you thought you were going to do, and just change your life forever. So Olivia and Valerie, they had very different lives, and fate just had to play this hand in turning everything they knew upside down, presenting them sort of exactly what they needed to grow, and hoping that they were going to act on that. So they sort of were really reluctant to admit such things, that they wanted what they would find in each other. So it was like that really awkward growing relationship between them, because they sort of were trying to pull away whilst pushing themselves together. It was one of those really sort of contemplative type of situations. So I adored the connection they had. Olivia sort of striving to achieve her dreams, and living the life she'd always known, though, and not sure how she could change that, but she was really friendly and she was really open to conversations. And so that was the complete opposite of Valerie. Valerie was quite closed off, she was quite quiet, and it took Olivia to sort of bring Valerie out of herself a bit. And then sort of spending time with Olivia helped Valerie's character to really develop and come out of herself. And so you could see both characters growing, but only once they'd sort of opened up, well, once Valerie sort of opened up to Olivia and started sort of telling her why she was there and everything. So they kind of went on this emotional path to happiness, both of them, and sort of it led to the romance side. So they became friends, and they sort of worked on it, and they grew as characters, and the friendship grew into sort of past their sort of friendship stage, because they had this initial connection, this attraction to one another that they weren't sure whether they should act on. So I absolutely love that. And between them they had these many vulnerabilities as well, and worries that they had to work through to overcome. So they had personal ones, like unique to themselves, and then they had the ones together, because again they had that conflict that Valerie's trying to plan her life. She doesn't plan to stay at the lakes, and then Olivia doesn't really plan to stay at the lakes, but sort of it's all she's ever known. So there's that real conflict there for both of them, but it's also sort of a group thing as well for them, in terms of whether they can actually achieve what they want to, and get closer to one another and allow that to develop and become something more, or is it just going to stop at the end of summer? So there's all those questions sort of running throughout the whole story. But it was a really enjoyable summer read, and it had this air of drama, touch of dreams, which was great because it gives you that bit of hope, and it had some really, really lovely moments shared between the characters. So I highly recommend the story. It's really thought-provoking, and it makes you think about, like, your own sort of perspective on your plans on life, and how, where you'd question, like, whether you would let meeting someone or an experience change them. So I absolutely love that it opens up those questions, and it sort of gives you something to think about as well. But I really, really enjoyed it, and hope you will too. So I'll pop a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy of The Flaw in Our Design by Mccallan, which I hope you will. If you've read The Flaw in Our Design, I would love to hear your thoughts, so please comment below. Please let me know what you thought of the story. It's always great to hear what you think. And if you haven't read it yet, but it's on you to be read list, you're planning to read it, or you're now really, really intrigued and thinking, I want to check out that story, then it would be great to hear from you. So please comment below. Please let us know what you're reading. And if you do read it, I hope you enjoy it. Bye!